Are you going to let me speak? April. Welcome to April. Better late than never. It's time for me to do a little tour of the garden and show you where things are at. It's so nice to be greeted by this boy. Purr, purr, purr. I'm just going to tell you very quickly, I'm a bit emotional actually. I could have cried when I got here. I could have cried twice, one for sadness, one for happiness. I feel really disconnected at the moment. It's really odd from the garden. I've really hardly been here at all by my kind of normal schedule. I literally came on the 28th of March. The previous visit was the 28th of February. Before that, February was a bit of a wash under snow out, so I've hardly had any gardening time. I came, 28th of March, I did one job, and it's now, I'm not sure, I think it's about the 8th of April, so it's about 10 days, getting on for a fortnight since I was here, really briefly that morning, at the end of March. Anyway, my peas, they have copped it, which is such a shame because they were looking like such great plants at the end of February. Never mind, there's still time to sow. I think probably, I am going to be a bit emotional now. I think because I really miss being in the garden. I know this, if you're not a gardener, you'll not understand, and if you are a gardener, you will understand. I really missed it. I feel bad for neglecting it. Of course I'll catch up now, I will catch up, and as we go around today, there aren't a huge amount of changes, but what I can do as we walk around is talk about what is hopefully going to happen in the garden over the next 2 or 3 weeks of really concerted effort. But to sort of come back today and find plants dead, it just upsets me because... yeah, it upsets me. I don't like seeing things dead. Fortunately, those peas, they were more, in a way, they were about decoration rather than food. So it's not a disaster in terms of my food. It's just upset me because my garden doesn't look as it normally would. Then, happy tears, because obviously I've come to the shed, dumped my bags, had cuddles, what have you. And I just went to sit outside to just compose myself a bit because seeing the peas has triggered something, I don't know what. Also because it's been really, really, really dry, apparently. I was concerned about all the cuttings. You remember I'd got the Cove Trontuda that Paul gave me, and the rose cuttings, and my Taunton Dean cuttings and honeysuckles, and things were really, really, really looking like they're about to be on their last legs, so everything's had a soak. So I went to sit outside the shed just to compose myself, and this is so sweet. The table that's outside the shed was given to me by the girls next door a few years ago, and it was collapsing. The top had kind of snapped sort of in half. It was part of to do with a sort of a joint around the edge of it. So it's caving in, and I was thinking I'm just going to have to chop it all up, cart it away because we can't burn it here. Let's put it in the rubbish. Someone's mended it for me. It's the simplest thing, isn't it? But there's a piece of wood that's been shaped circular underneath to brace it all and screwed in. In my absence, someone has fixed my table for me. I don't know why it's making me so emotional, but it has. I think it's just that idea of... I'm always saying that a garden is so much more than just the food. I'm so grateful to have the garden for the food, but it's so much more than that. It's a community, it's love, it's companionship, it's we all care for each other, we care about each other and we care for each other, and someone's just done a really beautiful act of care for me by fixing my table. Right, I need to, I can't get over how that's done me up. done me up like a kipper, innit, Rusty? I'm going to compose myself and then let's go and have a look at the state of my garden at the beginning of April. It's never looked this bad, I don't think. Right, compose. Oh, this is something else to make me happy. It's a bit of a gusty, blowy day today, so excuse any wind sound issues. Yay for the tulips coming back. So, first job, well, not necessarily the first to do, but you can see that's where my sign is going to hang. But one of the things I really wanted to check on today, and I'm so pleased. Tree lily. Sorry, the light's not in our favour today either. But oh, thank goodness for that. The tree lily is coming back. I had worried that I'd killed it. This top bed, well, look, the whole garden needs work. This kale, it's going to flower. I've missed the best of it. I might still get a few more feeds. Obviously, the big thing throughout April is to start getting beds uncovered and ready to receive whatever it is I'm going to sow. These 3 beds, no hurry. This one needs doing. I managed to get one done the other day. These will be my... Ooh, that wind is cold. These are going to be my potato beds. Now, it might look, there's a slight ridge there, it might look like I've got them in already. I haven't. All I did was to start to get the bed ready. So yes, yay, at least one bed is ready. And then that will be a potato bed next to it. So I'll do that maybe after I film today. The garlic. It's okay, I suppose. It's okay. It's not looking particularly fat, but it is looking green rather than yellow, so that's good. Oh my goodness, of course. This was a potato bed last year, so when I come to take my garlic out, I'll have a free potato or 2. This next bed is my real disappointment this year. Purple sprouting broccoli. Can you see how much of it is blown? It's all pretty much gone over in my absence. I have asked my fellow plotters to please help themselves. I know a few of them have, but I might just get a couple of feeds from this one. It was looking so good, and yeah, I've well and truly missed it. But do you know what? This happens in life sometimes, doesn't it? Never mind. And hopefully we'll get the perfect demonstration. These will all stay in now until I absolutely need the bed. Because once they go to flower, I might be able to hear actually, I don't know above this wind, but couple in there. The bees will love this and really make the most of it. Shadow. Oh, sorry, am I disturbing you little bees? They're like, who's this great big giant monster come along to the buffet? So yeah, I'm obviously disappointed that I didn't have more to eat from it, but I'm really glad that friends did. And that now the bees can feast on it. Actually, I've just seen that one. That one I'll get some feeds from. Good. I must remember to take some today. That'll be great. A little splash of yellow to brighten our day. Chard is still looking all right, amazingly. What a great veg. It just keeps on coming. Talking of yellow, look, isn't that a beautiful golden splash? Oh, but the pink. Tons and tons of chard still. The perennial spinach down there isn't looking so good. Oh, hang on a second, let's get this bit of cardboard off that's blown. The free seedlings that Mark gave me, yay! They're actually almost big enough to start picking some leaves from. And the very, 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 very late broad beans that went in November with zero protection have some flowers on. So there'll be a feed from them too. Fab. Oh, you see, reasons to be cheerful. 1, 2, 3. So this is supposed to be, I'm supposed to be getting this all prepped to put onions in. What to do? Because I'm going to have onions, carrots and leeks, onions and carrots. It's great to intersperse our onions, carrots and leeks because as companion planting, the smells of each one is supposed to ward off the pests of the other. But I'm now wondering, so as well as, that's 1 potato bed, 1 potato, 2 potato bed, next job. Then, next job, these 3 beds for onions, carrots, leeks, etc. Yes, I think these are going to be my priority jobs in the next week or so. I think we are still due some chilly nights for the next week or so. So what I'll focus on is getting the beds ready, because that will take the work. Then once they're ready, in a few days or in another week or so, give the ground a chance to warm up again a bit, and then I can do all my planting of potatoes and sowing of carrot, parsnip, etc. seed. Okay, good. Plans coming together. This bed, exactly the same, so that's all the Cavolo. Again, I leave this all now to go to flower because this will be my tomato bed this year. And the tomatoes won't be planted out until, gosh, the end of May at the earliest. End of May, beginning of June. If I manage to raise any plants. I'm at that little stage that I'm at every year where I worry that none of my seeds are going to work, and it's silly because every year they do work. So yes, this can all stay. I'm treating it almost as fallow for now. Let the bees enjoy, and then at the last minute, just before I want to get the tomatoes in, all of this material will be chopped up, and then it'll become a mulch to go straight back on the bed, plant the tomatoes into. These beds also, no hurry, because this is for my horizontal squash, and again, they won't be until the end of May, beginning of June at the earliest, so I can chill a bit on these beds. The celery, which should by rights be over by now, is still looking alright. There's still some harvests I can get from that, and as I said in a previous video, I think it's going to be one of either this or this plant. They've done really well for me to let now go to seed. They'll grow tall, their flower seed heads, and that's fine because then underneath I can put the squash, so neither will impede the other. What about these little overwintering fennels? Mont Blanc fennel. Well, I think it's safe to say they are not going to be giving me a feed. Well, it was worth trying, wasn't it? Oh, look, I need to weed my paths. Actually, oh yes, I'm glad I remembered this. Yes, good. So, I mentioned this is one of my winter jobs, one of my winter jobs. This bed is quite narrow. This bed is really wide. And what I want to do is just reconfigure my paths a bit. Make sure this is my path here, not here. Just a minor adjustment. But then for this one, where the bed comes to about here, I want to make the bed stop here. This then becomes path, and what was path here, I can turn over and sort of make it an addition to this bed. So the beds are slightly more even sized. This is the only area in the garden where they're massively different. It just means I can keep it versatile as each year and each rotation happens. But yeah, that's definitely a job to get on. Oh my goodness, I've just noticed Look at the cracks in the ground already. Do you know, this is what I mean about feeling a bit out of tune with the garden. Being out of tune with the garden, I feel I'm out of tune with the weather as well. I hadn't realised it had been so dry. Maybe I'm glad I hadn't realised, because otherwise I would have been worrying. Yeah, no point in worrying, can't do anything about it now. All I can do is, you know, take a deep breath, get my loins, get ready to get stuck in. These beds will also be some of the last beds to prep. These will be for my vertical squash on my TPs. Oh, how's the rose doing after its massacre? Let me come this way so I can shoot against the sky a bit, hopefully. It's looking lovely. It's looking like lots of lovely new growth, new healthy growth. Great. Because it was, oh, my neighbours have started up with a strimmer. It was really quite a harsh pruning I gave it. There's still some bits, it's on my list of jobs from February, to get my saw out to cut off some of these really thick bits that I couldn't do with my secateurs. But yeah, I'm happy to see my shadow. Hello, gorgeous orange shadow. Oh my goodness, my grass needs cutting as well. Look at the grass. Look at this gorgeous boy. Boof. Sorry, I got distracted then. Yes, so these two beds, I'm not... Rusty, watch yourself, buddy. You're going to trip me up. Is that your plan? These two beds are going to be squash, so don't need to worry about them yet. This is all that horse poo. Oh, I'm kind of nervous. You know, people have talked about herbicides, so I'm going to try some out. I'm going to try some out before I spread it all over the garden. But yeah, this end of this bed, I don't need it until end of May, beginning of June. No need to worry about it. This bed, though, that Rusty is beautifully modelling for us. Rusty, can you model the bed? Thank you. This will be for my coco de pampol, my gorgeous, most favourite ever bean. It's a bush bean. And I would like to start doing some direct sowings of them by about the middle, towards the end of April. Actually, I'm going to leave it till the end of April because, yeah, let's let the soil warm up a bit. But, okay, so yes, that is going to be a bed to attend to soonish. And then finally in this bed, look, happy broad beans. It's just a joy every year to see these beautiful flowers. Tons and tons of flowers. Where these flowers have gone over, that's where the pods are forming. I've been sort of showing a compare and contrast as we've gone through the winter. Excuse me. This side was sown direct. These were sown in pots and then transplanted. And it really is evident that the direct sown ones have, let's get down a bit, have been sort of taller, bushier, sturdier. Ideally, I would like to do all my sowing direct. But sometimes, yes, doing things in pots as a backup against mice or slugs is just one of those necessaries in the garden. Oh, but so many. Let me come this end a second. I don't know if you can get a sense of just how many flowers there are. And of course, each flower represents a pod. It's another reason to let the brassicas go to flower, is let me shine my brassica beacons to the bees to let them know it's worth coming to my garden. There is food. Yes, come over here, bees, it's worth it. And while you're here, come and feed on these too, and by so doing, pollinate for me. Oh, that's a really happy sight. Thank goodness for some really, really good stuff. I still need to do a little bit of tidying up in the herb bed, but nothing urgent. This can all wait now. I need to focus on the veg beds. The sad bit. Can you see? Yellow, dry, dead. You know, we had that scorching hot day a week and a bit ago. They fried. Never mind, I will direct sow some. I've got a few left. And my sweet peas, which were also doing okay. I've just watered them, but they still look really dry. I think what I'll do is I'm going to chuck a whole can of water on them into the tray so that I can soak them up. But actually, let me bring you a sideways shot so you can get an idea of size. You can see they're properly flopped over. They've been gagging for a drink, boiling hot, but they're surviving just. And I'm hoping, obviously, I'm not going to be away from the garden for another month. Another thing I noticed, the Taunton Dean in here has been right royally nibbled. Look at this lavender mist though. Isn't this a beautiful sight, this green? Ah, gorgeous. So that one's had a nibble, but on the deck, I've got my back up as if they didn't dry out too much. I really haven't taken on board how dry it's been. This rhubarb has finally got going. Yay! Tucked just in this back corner. This is the beautiful Verbena bonariensis, or whatever it's called. Yeah, you know, verbena. Got a few more bits to go in here. The blueberry bushes are a mass, absolutely massive buds. Look at that, gorgeous. So it was obviously happy with its pruning. It didn't object. Oh, some of them are opening already. Bring you in this way. Wow. So yeah, I've chucked a bit of water in these two as well, but I think I need to put some more in. Now, talking of watering, down here, these are my spare Taunton Dean cuttings, and at the back, the honeysuckle. These things really now need to, I need to do another watering of them, but I really want to get things planted now and get them out of pots. That's the two Cove Trontuda from Paul, looking really, they were so wilted and sad, but hopefully I'm just in time. The roses, the rose cuttings don't seem to have done too badly for being dry. Oh, this is my Paul trough. This is freesias from Paul and, I've forgotten the name of them, sedums. They're looking grand. Now with the freesias, I'm wondering if I'm going to get more next year. Wondering if I'm going to get more next year. Because likewise over here in the bag, I can see maybe 15 have come up. I planted a lot more than 15. But the ones that are up, yay! Oh, the marjoram that I gave the haircut to and I put it in a bigger pot, that was bone dry. The mint there, bone dry. So yeah, I've given everything a good soaking. I'll give it another soaking shortly. I think we're actually due rain at the weekend, so finally when I can start to get back to the garden, of course we're now due a load of rain. Ay caramba. Oh look, the little tulip Battellini has opened. Yay! Oh sweet things, aren't they just? Oh my goodness, I mean they're so teeny tiny. How utterly lovely. Oh fab. Oh, what about the tree lily at the end of the herb bed? Let's go and have a little look. I can see various spring bulbs. Opla. That's the Sicilian garlic. This is the Leucojum aestivum. And somewhere in here, is that very, oh, happy days. Yes! Yes, I didn't kill it! Oh my goodness, oh that's so exciting. Oh, I'm so... Oh my goodness, oh I'm speechless. I'm going to cry again. Oh my goodness. Oh, hold on a second. My emotions are definitely all over the place at the moment. Perhaps it's not surprising. I think... Obviously I've missed the garden, but also I think sort of with emotions, it's not that I've been suppressing things, but I kind of have. It's sort of been a case of, right, I haven't got time for this, put it to one side, get on with things. That simple kind of message from nature today, the simplest message. The tree lily at the top of the garden and the tree lily in the herb bed showing new shoots when I thought I might have even killed them. The tulips coming out. All that blossom on the blueberry bushes. You know, that's my message from nature to say, you know what, Vivi? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to start looking forward again. Oh my goodness. You know, this is okay. This is actually really okay. And I'm sure so many of you have these moments in your gardens too. Either in your gardens or, you know, wherever you are. Sometimes it might be seeing a really beautiful building, whatever it is. Sometimes things are just so simple and perfect and beautiful that they move us and they take that lid off our spring and let it gush, as it were. So, right, oh my goodness me, I need to do this privately, not on camera. There's a lot to do. There's an awful lot to do. But it's doable, and you know me, I'm gonna do it. I am gonna get it done. So I've got a good idea of where I need to start. Definitely bed prep. And I think it's going to be a case of now for the next few days, try to come down most days. I'll try most days. And if I can do a bed prep and one other smaller job each day, you know what? I'm willing to bet you, oh, I shouldn't have said that. But I'm willing to bet you that by the end of April, I'll be back on track again. I really will. I'm sure I will. Oh, that tree lily shoot in the herb bed. Perfect. So perfect. I'm so happy. I'm actually really happy. Oh, good. Right. We're back on. We're back on with the garden. Yay! So, I'll see you all again really soon. I don't know what I'll be doing. Probably, maybe we'll be planting some potatoes. I'm not sure. I've got no idea, but you know what? We'll be doing it soon. And I hope you'll be with me to do it alongside me, whatever it is I get up to. Thank you so much for coming to the garden with me today. Thank you so much for holding my hand while I got all these kind of funny weepy tears going on. But honestly, it's apart from the peas, everything else that's made my eyes damp today it's been because of the joy and the beauty and the loveliness and the care and the tenderness of my friends and neighbours. They're all happy tears. So, let's do another video soon, but without any tears. Let's just get on with the gardening. Until then, please look after yourselves. Stay well. Allow beauty to stir your soul. Bye for now, everyone.